Have you ever met someone who stays quiet in a room full of noise, yet somehow understands everything better than anyone else? What if I told you that the smartest minds often think in ways that most people would never even imagine? They don't just see the world differently. They experience reality in a completely unique way that can feel like both a gift and a burden. And today, you're about to step inside that hidden world that only high IQ minds truly understand. 1. The first secret. They think in patterns, not moments. High IQ individuals don't just see isolated events. They naturally connect patterns between things that seem unrelated. For example, while others see a simple conversation, they see behavior, emotions, intentions, and future outcomes all at once. Imagine watching a movie where you already know the ending just by observing the smallest clues. That's exactly how their brain processes everyday life without even trying. This ability makes them incredibly good at predicting outcomes, but it also makes it hard for them to stay present in the moment, because their mind is always running ahead of time. 2. The second secret. Overthinking is their default mode. Most people overthink occasionally, but for high IQ minds, overthinking is almost constant. Their brain doesn't just stop at one thought. It creates layers upon layers of possibilities. A simple decision like sending a message can turn into analyzing tone, timing, words, and even imagined responses, which often leads to mental exhaustion before anything even happens. While this deep thinking can lead to brilliant insights, it can also trap them in cycles of doubt and hesitation, making even simple actions feel complicated. The third secret. They question everything. High IQ individuals rarely accept things at face value. They constantly question why things are the way they are. Even beliefs, traditions, and social norms are examined deeply in their minds. If someone tells them this is how it's always been done, that answer rarely satisfies them, because they are wired to dig deeper until they find the real truth. This curiosity drives innovation and intelligence, but it can also make them feel disconnected from people who don't question as much, creating a silent gap between them and the world around them. 4. The fourth secret. They feel misunderstood. Because their thinking is so different, high IQ individuals often struggle to feel truly understood. They may explain something clearly in their mind, but others might not grasp it the same way. It's like speaking a language that only a few people can fully understand, which can lead to feelings of isolation even when surrounded by others. Over time, this can cause them to withdraw or stay quiet, not because they have nothing to say, but because they feel it won't be understood anyway. Factor. The fifth secret. They value depth over surface. While most conversations stay on the surface, high IQ minds crave depth and meaning. They are naturally drawn to deep discussions about life, purpose, and human behavior. Small talk often feels draining to them, because it lacks the intellectual or emotional stimulation they seek, and this can sometimes make them appear distant or uninterested. But in reality, they are simply searching for something more meaningful, something that truly engages their mind. The sixth secret. They are highly self-critical. High IQ individuals often set extremely high standards for themselves, and when they fail to meet those expectations, they can be incredibly hard on themselves. Even their achievements may feel not good enough, because they can always see ways to improve, which creates a constant internal pressure to do better. This self-awareness drives growth, but it can also lead to stress and dissatisfaction, making it difficult for them to fully appreciate their own success. 7. The seventh secret. They love being alone. Unlike most people, high IQ minds often enjoy solitude because it gives them the space to think, reflect, and explore ideas without interruption. Being alone is not loneliness for them, it's a form of mental freedom, where their thoughts can flow without limits. However, too much isolation can also disconnect them from real-world interactions, creating a balance they constantly struggle to maintain. The eighth secret. They see multiple perspectives. High IQ individuals can easily see situations from different angles, which allows them to understand both sides of an argument deeply. In a conflict, they might understand why both people are right and wrong at the same time, which makes decision-making more complex than it appears. This ability makes them empathetic and wise, but it can also make them indecisive, because every choice comes with multiple valid viewpoints. The ninth secret. They get bored easily. Because their brain processes information quickly, they often lose interest in things that don't challenge them. Repetitive tasks or predictable situations can feel mentally suffocating. They constantly seek stimulation, new ideas, and intellectual challenges, which is why they may jump from one interest to another. This curiosity fuels learning and growth, but it can also make consistency difficult as they chase the next exciting idea. 10. The 10th secret, they struggle with happiness. Ironically, higher intelligence can sometimes make happiness more complicated because they are more aware of life's uncertainties, problems, and deeper realities. While others may find comfort in simple answers, high IQ minds often see complexities that are hard to ignore, which can lead to overthinking even their own emotions. But the same mind that creates these struggles also holds the power to overcome them. By learning to balance thinking with living, in the end, having a high IQ is not just about being smart, it's about carrying a different way of experiencing the world. A world that is deeper, more complex, and sometimes harder to navigate. And now that you've seen inside this hidden psychology, you might start noticing these traits in yourself or others. Because intelligence is not always loud. Sometimes it's silently observing everything. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. And be sure to press the bell icon so you get a notification for every new video. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Stay tuned for the next video, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.